the more over here at HTN Sports. How is everybody doing this fine Saturday morning? Well, Saturday afternoon, however you want to word it. So, it is playoff time, man. The playoffs are finna get ready to kick off today. The Seattle Seahawks are going to play the 49ers today. The Cowboys don't play till Monday, but, there's still a lot of stuff that's going to happen over the weekend that has a lot of bearing over the Cowboys' fate. So, pretty much today, we're going to talk about the Cowboys rooting guide, who all we need to win, who all we need to lose, what games matter to us as a fan base, to a team. And, we're going to talk about some positive news surrounding the Cowboys, man. They've been talking a lot in the media about some of the things you can expect to see on Monday. We're going to talk about X factors for the game Monday. So we're going to get to all that. So everybody like, share, subscribe, share the content so we get some more people in. Subscribe so we can continue to grow the channel. Eli, hey, I appreciate you for tapping in with me, brother. I appreciate that. Like and share, subscribe to the channel. All right. So I'm gonna give everybody a little second to get off in here before we get started. And we'll just see what's going on, man. All right. Boom. I'm gonna do the same too. Share the stuff on a couple platforms. This show really for y'all. We're just gonna get in here and talk some Cowboys football. Yes, sir. So let's see. Already subscribed for a cool minute now. Hey, I do appreciate that, Eli. I appreciate that. I do. All right. Get this shared on a couple more platforms, then we're gonna go right into the content. Because I'm planning on doing a watch party for the 49ers game. So I ain't gonna be on here that long, but I am gonna talk to y'all about some of these instances about what we need to expect, who we need to root for, what's going on with the team, all that in between, all of that in the above. So let's get right into it. So, like I said, the 49ers are going to play the Seattle Seahawks. No, that's the game that actually matters for us today. I know we talked about this on a couple other shows, but for the Dallas Cowboys fan rooting guide, you need the 49ers to lose. And you need the 49ers to lose, and you also are going to need the Minnesota Vikings to lose. And, of course, for us to handle business and to beat Tampa Bay. The reason being for this, of course, is so the Dallas Cowboys can get a home playoff game in the second round. I know that sounds crazy, but if enough of these upsets happen in our favor, that is the possibility. That is what we are rooting for. So, in order for the Dallas Cowboys to get a home playoff game, first and foremost, the first game being played, the Seattle Seahawks will have to find a way to upset the 49ers. And, that would be the 7th seed knocking off the number 2 seed. Hey, Richard Evans, I appreciate you for tapping in with me. Jessica, I appreciate you for coming in, watching the show with me. I appreciate y'all. So, and look, I know that it's going to be a tough challenge for Seattle to beat the 49ers. They have one of the worst defenses in the league right now. The 49ers are a juggernaut in the run game. Brock Purdy has been playing pretty well. But, it's still possible. As well as Brock Purdy has been playing, he's still a rookie quarterback. He still is a 7th-round pick, the last player even taken in the draft. He's never played in a playoff game before. So, things like that can happen. Like, there is a chance that upset can happen. So, with that said, you need the 49ers to lose this game somehow. It does. They just need to have a debacle or something happen. Now, something that is more than likely to happen, I really do think the Giants are going to beat the Vikings. Now, that's a game that I actually think is going to happen. That's actually something I put on my ticket. Is for the Giants to go into Minnesota and beat them, where they already played them well, where they already only lost by 3 points. So the Giants aren't going to be scared of Minnesota. It's not going to be too big of a challenge for them. And then Brian Dable, he is a guy that has won multiple Super Bowls. He is a guy that was the offensive coordinator for the Bills the past couple of years. So he's been to the AFC Championship game as a play caller recently. He knows how to get his team up. He knows how to get his team prepared. So, I do trust the Giants to beat Minnesota. Minnesota is also a team that has a shaky defense. You know what? The Giants do have a pretty good pass defense. They really have a pretty good defense overall. So that is a matchup that I actually expect to happen. I do expect the Giants to beat Minnesota. And of course, the most important thing, like Jessica pointed out, long as my Cowboys win, that's all that matters. And that's true. None of this matters unless the Dallas Cowboys handle their business and beat Tampa Bay. But I feel like the Cowboys will. I feel like we will win that game by 10 points. Because we're being honest, I know what happened the first time around. But the first game we played, we had Dennis Houston out there trying to catch passes. We had no Michael Gallup, Noah Brown playing a bigger part in that game. Simi Fehoko was getting some burn. So, it's not like we even have the same receiving core. Tim, I don't see the Giants winning. I do. I honestly do. I honestly do. And it's not even just the fact that I have like a lot of faith in Daniel Jones, but I do have faith in Brian Dable, his play calling, and that defense. Because remember, they've had a bad roster the entire year and still figured out how to win 9 games. And the Vikings have not blown anybody out. Matter of fact, the Vikings have a negative point differential. So either they barely beat a team or they get blown out. So it's going to be opportunities, for because the Giants are going to be in the game from start to finish. Basically, what I'm saying, there's going to be opportunities for the upset because the Vikings are going to keep them around. The Vikings have not blown any team out. They win all these close games, overcoming all these numerous deficits, and that stuff is not going to keep translating into playoffs, in my belief. I could be mistaken, but I would like to be right so I can win a little bit of money, and I also would like to be right so we can get this home playoff game. So all 3 of those scenarios work out, right? Let's say the most unlikely thing happens and the 49ers lose. Let's say the Vikings get upset as well and the Dallas Cowboys handle their business. That would mean that the lowest seed left, which would be Seattle, would end up going to the Eagles, the 1 seed, and the Dallas Cowboys, as the 5th seed, will be the second highest seed left, meaning we will be the one getting the home playoff game. So in that scenario, the Eagles would play Seattle, and the Dallas Cowboys would play the Giants. And that's another matchup that I feel comfortable with. So, I'm not saying that any of these are guarantees. This is just who you would want to win. In an ideal world, those are scenarios you want to happen. Best wishes to all, but I love my Cowboys and want to see them shut up all the doubters and haters. I do too. I think we will. I really think we will. So now that we actually talked about those best case scenarios, how we can sneak out of here with a home playoff game, with all this stuff falling into our favor, let's talk about some of the positive talk that's been coming out, from these interviews that the players and the coaches been doing. And, that's some of the stuff that gives me hope in of itself. All right, because you talked about McCarthy, and he said out of his mouth, he never told Dak Prescott not to run the ball. He wants to see Dak Prescott run the ball. They talked to Dak Prescott about it. He wants to run the ball. It's a do or die situation. Win or go home. They're going to pull up all the stops. So I do expect Dak Prescott to be a bigger part of the running game come Monday. It could be lip service, but Dak Prescott has run the ball a little bit more this year. He run the ball a lot more in these 12 games that he played this year than he did in the entire 16 he played last year. So I do like that dynamic that they could bring to the game by implementing Dak Prescott back into the running game. Now he's not Lamar Jackson, but he is in the Josh Allen mode. He is a very powerful runner. He is agile when he gets into the open field. He is a guy that can use his leg in the red zone to get touchdowns, to extend plays, to get needed first downs where there's nothing open. So like Dak Prescott, he doesn't have to run for 120 or 100 yards, 90 yards even. But if Dak Prescott can give you 50 yards or 45 yards on the ground, something along those lines to keep the defense honest, then like there's nothing that an defense can do to stop our offense. And then when you also think about, they asked them about the utilization of Tony Pollard and CD Lamb. And compared to last year, they only had 7 touches in between the two of them in that game. And they're pretty much saying at this point they're going to put an emphasis on getting CD Lamb the ball. They're going to put an emphasis on getting Tony Pollard the ball. These are the things that a lot of us fans have been asking for a long time, especially in situations like this. Feed your best players, implement them into the offense early, get them going, run the offense through them. Those are the type of things that you want to hear going to a showdown game like this. Like, you want to know that your quarterback is going to be able to run the ball and be implemented into the run scheme. You want to know that Tony Pollard is going to be utilized. You want to know that CD Lamb is going to get the targets he's been getting. Like, in a playoff game of this magnitude, you have to lay it all on your best players. This is not the time to be trying to force feed Noah Brown the ball. This is not the time to be trying to force feed Michael Gallup the ball. CD Lamb is an all-pro receiver this year. Tony Pollard is a Pro Bowl player this year. I don't even want to classify Tony Pollard as a running back. He does so much for our team, be it running the ball or passing. Pollard can be the X factor for this game. Tony Pollard needs to be one of the pillars of this game. Like, let T.Y. Hilton be the X factor, but Tony Pollard needs to be 1B in this offense going in here. Like, CD Lamb should be 1A, but Tony Pollard needs to be 1B with what we do in this offense in this Tampa Bay game. Be it you give him the ball running the ball. Be it you throw him a screen. Maybe you send him out on a wheel route like you did against Minnesota for the chunk plays. But Tony Pollard needs to touch the ball a lot. CD Lamb needs to touch the ball a lot. And then you get the other guys involved. Then, once these guys are going, once these guys are in the rhythm, you talking Dalton Schultz, and you talking Michael Gallup. You know what I'm saying? But, this is a team that we need to run the ball against. They aren't a great run defense like they used to be. They're giving up 120 yards per game as it stands. And, that is exactly the type of team that we need to play. We need a team that cannot make us one-dimensional. We need a team that we can run the ball against, control the clock against. We need to play a team where our play action can work against. So, this is a team that we match up very well against. I know we did not play well the first game that we played them, but this is a team that we match up well against. They have a hard time running the ball. They're the worst running offense in football. They're averaging under 78 yards a game. So, like, you have to feel confident, especially after coming out and having bad performance they did the last game. You can't really expect it from the Cowboys, multiple weeks in a row. You haven't seen it all year. The Dallas Cowboys have not lost multiple games in a row all season. They have not had a 2-game losing streak all season. Usually, what happens after the loss is a multi-game win streak, because I believe it's like a 4-game win streak, two-game win streak. Like, they've gone on multiple win streaks after losses each time this year. And Dak Prescott, in of himself, has not lost back-to-back games this year either. Like, he lost in Tampa. He came back and had a great game against Detroit. He had a touchdown, no turnovers, completed 76% of his passes. Good stuff like that. Then you saw the Jacksonville game. No, the Green Bay game happened. We lost to Green Bay. Dak Prescott came out and played damn near perfect, threw 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, completed 80% of his passes, had a 90-something QBR. So, like, Dak Prescott always bounces back from bad games. That's the reason the man has won 61 games in his career. Like, you don't win that many games and you put up back-to-back stinkers. Like, Dak Prescott is going to come out here and perform, especially, they're going to allow him to run the ball. And, that's when he is most dangerous, when he can extend plays, when he can run the ball, when he can rely on his athleticism, when he can, throw off platform, throw on a move. Like, he is good at those things. So, if we are going to play to his strengths, I have no doubts about our ability to win this game. I have no doubts about our ability to win the game. But I will say this. It's going to be up to Kellen Moore to stick to the formula. We have a winning, proven, verified way of winning football games. We've won 12 games doing it the same exact way. All right. We don't need Dak Prescott to go out here and throw the ball 40 times. And you look at the numbers, like you don't want any quarterback to go out there and throw the ball 40 times and expect to win. Aaron Rodgers, who was one of the best quarterbacks in league history, is 15, 29, and 1 in games where he throws the ball 40 times or more. Jazzy Jeff, hey, I appreciate you for tapping in with me, man. We're just going over these playoff scenarios, talk about things to expect in the playoff games, things to look for, X factors, all that other good stuff. So I appreciate you for tapping in with me, brother. So like we have a proven formula. We don't really need our quarterback to go out here and throw 40 times. Especially, that's not the strength of our offense this year. We have the 32nd ranked pass blocking line. We have a wide receiving core that is ranked dead last in separation outside of CD Lamb. You don't want to have your quarterback drop back when he's being pressured, when guys not getting open. Like, that's not playing to the strengths of our team. The strength of our team is that run game. Like, we're one of the highest rated run blocking teams. I know we had our issues pass blocking and pass pro, but run blocking, like, our team can do that. Now, our run blocking has taken a dip since Terrence Steele got injured. But, we still have the personnel, and we put them where we need to put them to generate plays in the run game. I do think Tyron Smith needs to go back to left tackle. I do think that Jason Peters need to be your right tackle. I do believe that Tyler Smith should be your left guard. And, of course, we're going to get Tyler Biotis back. I would love for them to put that combination out there that gets you your best players at their best position for them. And, this need to be what it is. I don't like they've been playing musical chairs with the offensive line. That's part of the reason for some of our struggles on offense as of late. But, if we are able to put our offensive line in a position to win, we will be fine going forward. Because Tyron Smith is a Hall of Famer. He does not look like a Hall of Famer at right tackle. Move him back. Tyler Smith, we've seen what he can do at left guard. He mauling guys in the run game from that position when he was playing there, sporadically. Put him back there. Tyler Biotis, he's going to be back. He's going to be healthy. Put him back at center. He was a top 10 graded run blocking center last year. Put him there. Zach Moore, he doesn't need to move. All right, he made an All-Pro for a reason. He's been playing spectacularly. Let him stay there. Let him cook. Jason Peters, his play been up and down, but he has been serviceable as a right tackle. He's probably going to be your best option at right tackle right now. Leave him out there. You need to have some continuity among your offensive line. Put your best guys out there. Leave them. Let them get a rhythm together. And, let's just on paper, that is your best offensive line matchup that you have. That's your best, contingency of tackles and guards playing alongside each other. So, you should have that as your offensive line going forward. I hope that's what they do. I'm not too sure because they have, like I said, they have been playing musical chairs with the offensive lines. But, I don't see that being a huge issue going forward into this game. I do think we'll be able to get back to running the ball. They're not very good at stopping the run. They're not very good at running the ball. So everything we want to do, we can shorten the game. We can keep Tom Brady on the sideline. We should be able to score against this team. We scored on better. We scored on better defenses. We dropped 40 on the number one pass defense in football. So this is not a matchup that I'm really concerned about. Like, we're just talking from an X's and O's perspective. We are a 12-5 team playing an 8-9 team that does not match up well against us statistically. I damn near butchered that word. But, games aren't played on paper, but this is a team that we should feel very confident about. Like I was telling my cousin, if this was the Detroit Lions or if this was the Carolina Panthers with these numbers, y'all will be screaming we're going to beat them by 21. I do think we'll beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 10 points. I really do. All right. So now this is something I want y'all opinion on. That'll be touched on that, for a quick second. X factors for the game. I have my two. Once I tell y'all who I think my X factors will be, I want y'all to tell me who y'all think y'all X factors will be for the game. So Donovan Wilson, I expect him to be an X factor in this game. Donovan Wilson has been playing at a very high level at their big nickel position. He was a guy that had an impact on the last time, in the last matchup we played Tampa Bay. He was a guy that had numerous tackles, had a pick on Tom Brady, and like he's been playing at an elite level this entire season. If I'm not mistaken, Donovan Wilson has four or five sacks. He's been playing that big nickel at a very high level. I really think, if he had a bigger name, he might have been an all-pro selection. But like we don't really have a name on this 50 voter panel, like you're not going to get in. You're just not. Also, another guy I think will be an X factor in this game is T.Y. Hilton. I think I might have alluded to that a little bit earlier when I was talking about I want to talk Tony Pollard to be featured and not just an X factor. I think T.Y. Hilton can give us an added dimension, especially over the middle, especially in so many deep ball situations that we didn't have week one. We saw what he did on that 3rd and 30 play. We saw what he could do run after the catch in that Tennessee Titan game. He had a big drop in that Washington game, but he is a veteran. He is a guy with a lot of playoff experience. He is a guy that will not shy away from the moment. Because remember, man, I know it's been a couple of years, but T.Y. Hilton used to be looked at as one of the best wide receivers in football. Now he cannot physically do what he used to do, but he still has the knowledge. He still has the route running. He still has the wherewithal to find the openings in the zone defense. He still has the ability to run past certain guys in man coverage. So, he can really show up for us big time in this game. Now, I don't expect him to just dominate a game from start to finish. Like, those days are probably behind T.Y. But T.Y. Hilton, on a couple of plays, a couple of chunk plays, a couple of third down situations, I can expect him to be a big factor going forward. Now, Jazzy Jeff said Zeke is going to be one of his X factors on offense. Michael Parsons is going to be his X factor on defense. And I can see it, because Zeke had a good game the last time they played. He only got 10 carries, but he ended with 52 yards. So for that game against Tampa, he was averaging 5.2 yards a carry. All right. Michael Parsons, he had 2 sacks the last time that we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I can see that. And we're going to need their production. Like, we already know that we run a 2-back system. We already know that odds are it won't be one guy featured. It's not going to be like the old days where Zeke gets 25 carries. We know for sure Tony Pollard's not going to get 25 carries because they never gave him the ball 25 times before in his life, at least not in the run game. So, I can expect to see a lot of Ezekiel Elliott in the run game. I'm pretty sure he'll get about 15, 16, 17 carries, and Tony Pollard will get around the same. And, hopefully, they line Michael Parsons up, not just at the defensive end, but I hope they bring him from different positions. Like, you can line him up over the center and, as a true linebacker and still rush him. You could put him on the opposite side or put him beside DeMarcus Lawrence and rush him still. Like, make it hard for these guys to key in on Michael Parsons. Because Michael Parsons is a guy that he demands a double team. He demands a chip. Like, he can dictate their offensive sets just by being on the field. So, yes, Michael Parsons showing up is going to be a key to victory for me. I think he surpasses the X factor. Michael Parsons is going to be a key to victory. We're going to have to hold this team down. And look, they're not a great scoring team either. I get that. But they still have Tom Brady. They still have Mike Evans, Julio Jones, Chris Godwin. They got good pass catchers, but we have a Trayvon Diggs. We have a Deron Bland. We should have a healthy Xavier Rhodes filling in, a former Pro Bowler, and a former All-Pro player at that. So I could see us matching up pretty well against them in the pass game. Because we're being honest, there isn't a team that just came out here and thrown the ball 40-plus times on the Cowboys and beating us. Even in the Green Bay game where Aaron Rodgers had those 3 touchdowns, all 3 of those touchdowns came off the play action. Like, they called us single covered. With our guys expecting run, playing press, and they were able to get behind our guys to get these scores. But them just dropping back 40 plus times, that and just throwing, that doesn't happen. We got way too many pass rushers that are having good seasons. Dante Fowler doesn't even start for us, and he has 5 sacks. All right, then you look at Armstrong, he has multiple sacks. Michael Parsons has double-digit sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence, like all these guys that, like our defense is predicated on stopping the pass. We got plenty of guys that can get their hands on the ball in the secondary, and we got plenty of guys that can put the quarterback on the ground. So these high-power passing offenses, we played all of them, and we came out pretty well. We played the Bengals. We didn't really have to worry about chasing them that much. We were able to sack, Burrow multiple times, put pressure on him. We pretty much neutralized that passing attack. You know what I'm saying? Like we done pretty well against these high power passing offenses. The Detroit Lions, like we neutralized them. And I know they were missing a couple guys, but they were one of the highest scoring offenses of football. And we pretty much shut that offense down as well. The Vikings, like Justin Jefferson didn't have a great game against us. Like we were able to neutralize him, neutralize Kirk Cousins. We gave them hell all day. So the passing game is not really an area issue for me. If this was a team that could run the ball at a high level, I might have some pause. But this is a team that is not great, when in running the ball. Matter of fact, as crazy as it sounds, their best rushing performance was week 1 against us before we had Hankins, before LVE was playing at the level he was playing at, So I get it. Like they ran the ball against us. They're probably gonna try it again. But Hankins is going to be back on that defensive line. We'll be able to put out our heavy package with Hankins and put out our heavy package, with him in the middle with LVE. So we should be better in run support this game than we were the last time out. So I do trust us to go out here and be efficient against the run. Hold that thought. I got a call. West Coast, what's good with you, man? We live up here on the channel, baby boy.
You live right now?
We live right now, man.
Oh man, they can hear me?
I don't know if they can hear you. Can y'all hear West Coast?
What's up with you, man? It's your boy West Coast, Mr. Run the Damn Ball himself. I ain't even know Cuzzo was live right now. I should have known you was live, because if you didn't answer my phone by the second time, I should have said he either gone up there with Landry or he live.
Yeah, we live on the channel, man. Hey, I don't know if they can hear, if y'all can hear West Coast now, but give us some words of encouragement for the playoff game, man.
All right, hey man, just be yourself, Dallas Cowboy Nation. That's my only encouragement. Be yourself.
Already.
The Bay Buccaneers got to be somebody else. Man, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how to get a call in line so you can get it really cracked. You feel me?
Already, kinfolk.
I handle it.
Already.
How about you?
So yeah, man, that was our buddy West Coast calling in, tapped in with us real quick. Hey, he didn't know we were live, but it's all good. Yo, Hoodlum, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in, brother. So where were we, man? I get thrown off a little bit, man. We just be on here rambling, kicking it. Oh, what we talk about? Run support, run defense. Yeah, like this team doesn't really match up against us well. Like they had a good out in the first game, but we are not the same team. We are much improved with Hankins on the field. You can go look at PFF and see the difference. There's almost a yard's difference per play with Hankins on the field. All right, and look, I know these other teams had success running the ball against us, but we had no Hankins. We had no LVE. We had a bunch of issues going on. But, like we should be better in that area in this playoff game. Hey, West Coast, kinfolk, I appreciate you tapping in with us, brother. I appreciate you. So, hey, West Coast, let us know, because me and Landlord are trying to do a watch party for the 49ers game. So let me know if you'll be able to join us, because we're gonna host. I'm gonna host it on here through Restream, and then Landlord's gonna make the thumbnail or whatever. So let us know if you're gonna be able to join us, because we would love to have you on. Because like this is a game that has some implications for the Cowboys. I think we win. We're getting key players. Yeah, like I said, bro, I think we're gonna win by double digits. Like I think we win by 10 points at the bare minimum. At the bare minimum, I think we win by 10 points. Because you got to think about it, man. Like if Tom Brady can't throw the ball around the yard, what are they gonna do? Like think about this. Mike Evans has played Trayvon Diggs twice. He's been held 3 catches for 35 yards and only 1 touchdown that came on a little 1 yard pass. He has not had a great, he ain't had a great outing against Trayvon Diggs. He has not. So if Xavier Rhodes can just be serviceable, because I already know Deron Bland's going to show up. I already know Deron Bland's going to show up. So if Xavier Rhodes can just show up and be better than Nashawn Wright and be better than Kelvin Joseph, we're fine. We're fine. He doesn't even have to play as well as Anthony Brown. We just need him to not give up the big play. We just need him not to give up the chunk plays or key first downs. That's all I need from Xavier Rhodes. Mm-hmm. Yep. We didn't have Hankins. We didn't have Gallup. Didn't have T.Y. Hilton. CeeDee Lamb wasn't playing at this level either. We didn't have Dak Prescott for the full game. So there are a bunch of things that we can hang our hats on going to this game. There are a bunch of positive things that we can take advantage of going forward in this matchup. So I feel damn good about this game. I feel damn good about this game. Like I ain't worried. Like I had a sense of dread before that 49ers game. I did not feel that we matched up against that team. I did not feel like our offensive coordinator was ready for the challenge. I hated to be right about it, but that how it ended up playing out. How they end up playing out. I don't feel that way about this game. Like I feel like we're the better team. I feel like we have the better coach. I feel like we have the better defense, the better offense. Like we should win this game by 10 points. Like the only way we can lose this game if we shoot ourselves in the foot. If we go out here missing field goals or turning the ball over an excessive number of times, that's the only way we can lose this game. If we don't, stick to who we are as a team and get away from the running game, I think those are the ways we lose this game. But us playing like we've been playing for a majority of the season, you tell me at the end of this game we ran the ball 35 times. CeeDee Lamb got his 15 plus targets. Tony Pollard was implemental in this game. Zeke, got his touches. We're going to win this game going away. If we play our style and brand of football, we're going to win this game easily. So yeah, I'm not too much concerned about that. But y'all are here now. We got a bunch of folks watching. Please like and subscribe to the page, share. We're trying to grow the channel. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I think I might give something away. I ain't sure yet, but like, share, and subscribe. Let's get the channel jumping. And once it's monetized, I can invest back into the channel. Get us a soundboard, ask a couple things for the channel, make it a little bit more fun for everybody involved. So what do y'all think, man? Like I see y'all saying 26-13 Cowboys, 35-14 Cowboys for the win. Let's see, Cowboys fan 95. If CB2 can play good, we'll win. Oh yeah, like man, look, I think Xavier Rhodes off the couch is better than what Kelvin Joseph gave us, and he damn near might be better than Nashawn Wright, just off the couch. Imagine we come out like the defense we had after Dak got hurt and the offense we had when Dak returned. If it all come together, nobody can beat us. That is true. Because remember, at the peak, your defense was only giving up 15 points a game. And at your offense's peak, they were scoring 35 points a game. So if both of those units showed up at their peak at the same time, you would probably win a game by 20 easily. Because remember, your defense was only giving up around 15 points a game. Your offense was scoring 35 points a game at their peak. So, the difference between that is 20 points. In an NFL game, that is massive. That is a huge blowout. against a professional team. And we seen it happen. Like that what happened in the Vikings game. Everybody showed up that game. They only scored 3 points. The offense showed up. We did everything we wanted to do in that game. So like I said, like we have seen the potential of this team. We just need to see them put a complete game together. Now, this is the thing. I know that Tom Brady is Tom Brady, but he's 45-year-old man. He played 17 games this year. Who knows if his body is going to hold up through the playoffs? All right, like who knows if Tom Brady can take getting hit right now? We should pressure Tom Brady early and often. Let's see. Tampa got a lot of players hurt, right? Last time I checked, they did. Let me double check their injury report because I want to know that myself. They got a lot of players that were hurt, but they also have a lot of guys. Let's see. Nick Leverett downgrade. Let's take a look. Because I don't think they had any practice. All right, so these are the guys that were on their injury reports. Carlton Davis had a shoulder, but he was a full participant. Mike Edwards was a full participant. Mike Evans was a full participant. Robert Hainsey, who was a center, was limited with a hamstring. Julio Jones was a full participant with a knee. Nick Leverett was a limited participant Thursday with a knee and a shoulder. Did not practice Friday. That's something to look forward. That's something to look into. All right, John Moken, he was a full participant. Vita Vea was a limited participant. He's going to play, but you don't know how much of Vita Vea you're going to get. Kyle Rudolph was a limited participant. So they got a bunch of guys on the report, but most of the guys they had hurt are getting ready to come back. It's a playoff scenario. They're going to shoot it up, bandage it up, and play. But even at full strength, I don't think they'll be great. Bornett is out. Yeah, Bornett is out as well. He's been out for a while. Yes, we gotta keep pressure on him. Like all game, we have to pressure Tom Brady. And Tom Brady is a guy who knows how to navigate the pocket. And, you come off the edges, he can just step up. But the key to Tom Brady, especially at the age of 45, is to get pressure up the middle. That's why I really want Michael Parsons to rush up the middle a lot this game. Like, make Tom Brady uncomfortable. He already has had a down year. He's already wasn't a mobile quarterback. Now, Father Time stepping in. Like, he's less mobile than he ever been. He does not have the protection that he's accustomed to. Because even the guys that he had starting, they were guys that he wasn't expecting. Because remember, he had a guy retire on him to start the season. He had another guy that left the free agency. So like their offensive line in general took a step down this year. Yeah, there was $14 on the injury list, but like this is a win or go home scenario. A lot of you guys have playoff incentives. A lot of these guys want to compete. Some of these guys have never won a Super Bowl. They're going to play. If we knock him on his ass, no way we lose. But also officials going to call penalties, so they need to sack him clean. Yep. But you know what? Very early in the game, I would take a roughing call on Tom Brady ass. Like, lay his ass out one good time, just to let these folks know we here. I want them to hit Tom Brady so hard that he thinks about it the rest of the game. I don't think they'll score a lot of points. Because everything went in their favor the last game. Like they shut down our offense. Our offense only scored 3 points. They got a turnover off of us in their own territory. All this other stuff. They only scored 19 points with everything going their way. They only scored 19 points. So if we actually show up with a pulse, I think we win this game handily. Because we saw like the best version of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they still didn't score 20 against us. Something tell me Rose is going to get a pick. Rose is going to get all the opportunities in the world to get a pick because Tom Brady is a guy that likes to take advantage of matchups. Film says that CB2 has been an area of concern. Even with Xavier Rose out there, he's going to test him. He's going to feel that Godwin and Julio Jones match up well against Xavier Rose. No matter what. So like he will take that over targeting Trayvon Diggs, and odds are he'll take that over targeting DeRon Bland because DeRon Bland does have 5 interceptions this year. He ain't crazy. Like Tom Brady be knowing these player breakdowns, these film studies. Like he is a true student of the game, even at 45. So I do expect him to try to go after Xavier Rose, but I expect Xavier Rose to hold up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that most quarterbacks want to throw at Trayvon Diggs in regular situations. Like unless there's a double move or something involved, I don't think that they want to target Diggs like that. Like you can take advantage of his aggressiveness, but Trayvon Diggs is a guy that's known for getting his hands on the ball. So I don't think Tom Brady wants to give him too many opportunities, nor does he want to give Bland too many opportunities. So Xavier Rose, you're up. Like you're gonna get a lot of targets. But you also got to think about it. Even when Anthony Brown was here, he got targeted a lot because they didn't want to target the other guys. When at the moment that Anthony Brown got hurt, he was the second most targeted cornerback in the entire NFL. He was the second most targeted cornerback in the entire NFL when he went down with that injury. And like when you look at the play he's given up since he's been gone. Kelvin Joseph gave up 2 touchdowns in a quarter. All right, Nashawn Wright gave up 105 yards in that Tennessee game. Like they have been attacking that secondary corner, the entire year. And, that what happens when you have a guy like Trayvon Diggs on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever played on the other side of Deion Sanders got a bunch of targets and a bunch of opportunities to get their hands on the ball because nobody wanted to test him. I'm not saying that Trayvon Diggs is Deion. But nobody wants to test a guy that just had double digit interceptions last year. Like that doesn't even make sense to go after somebody like that. They don't like the yardage doesn't matter if he doesn't give him that many touchdowns and he's able to get his hand on the ball more times than not. You're wasting your time playing against him. So why not go over here on the other side to a cornerback that's a little bit less sound, a little bit shaky, and take my opportunity with them. So, how many carries do you want Pollard and Zeke to get? Let's see. That's a great question. 30 plus. Like, I want them to have like 35 carries between them. I want Dak to have maybe 4 or 5 carries himself. I really want us to dominate the game so much that we're running the ball most of the second half. Because, I want us to be in a position where we're just trying to run the clock out, sit on the ball, have Tom Brady over there breaking tablets, throwing helmets. That's the the ideal scenario. Look, Tom Brady is still Tom Brady. You don't want him on the field impacting the game that much. I want Tom Brady to play a very limited amount of snaps. I want him to get on the field, get off of the field, and then us have these long maintained drives ending with scores, touchdowns, not just scores. You got to score touchdowns to beat Tom Brady. You got to have a lead to beat Tom Brady, and you have to run on this team that is Because think about it, even running the ball is the most practical thing to do. They're 15th against the run and they're 10th against the pass. So I would rather take my chances running the ball 40 times against a mid-level run defense than passing 40 times against a top 10 pass defense. You know what I'm saying? Like that is common sense football. So yes, give me 35 carries from Zeke and Tony Pollard combined. Give me a couple of quarterback scrambles. Let's see how important is third down in this game on defense. It's huge. It's huge. Not only is third down huge, but I'm a elaborate a little bit further. We need to win on first and second down so that they are in obvious passing situations on third down. All right. We get in trouble when it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, where they with a threat of the run is still prevalent, where they can still play action, all this other stuff. Get us to our comfort zone of 3rd and 7 plus, even 3rd and 5. I will take a 3rd and 5, but get us in position where we can unleash our pass rushers. Get us in position where we can do the line stunts to get the one-on-ones for Michael Parsons. Get us in position where Trayvon Diggs can get his hand on the ball. So, like, all third downs aren't built the same. Landlord, I appreciate you for tapping in with me, kinfolk. To help our defense, time of possession is key. Passing the ball to our backs, getting completions helps us control the ball. I do agree with that, Coach Marv. I appreciate you for tapping in, brother. I was just talking earlier about how I wanted Tony Pollard to be like a central part of our offense this game. Like, I really do think we need Tony Pollard to be 1B if CeeDee Lamb is 1A. Like, those were my exact words before you came on the show. So I'm glad you tapped in with us, kinfolk. So yeah, I do agree with that. We're gonna have to have these long, sustained drives. We're gonna have to win on our third downs on defense. Get them into third and long, so we know it's a pass coming. Because listen, when they're in position to play against our strengths, I feel great about it. I feel wonderful about it. Because who really wants to drop back against the Marcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons 40 times? Nobody. Like, teams that do that, they're going to turn the ball over. That is the there's no other way around it. Because even if they escape the pocket, like our defense is tenacious. You saw what happened when Sunshine broke the pocket. We forced a fumble. We forced, like, these teams that try to pass the ball 100 times against us, they turn the ball over. I know he was a backup, but we played Gardner Minshew. They tried to drop back and throw the ball against us, a whole lot. He threw 2 interceptions. He fumbled the ball. He had 3 total turnovers. Yeah, he had the 2 touchdowns, and he had 300 yards or this and that, but he had 3 costly turnovers trying to drop back and pass the ball. All right. Even though we end up losing that game, Jacksonville Jaguars, they started to get away from the run, once they got back into the game. That when you saw an interception, that when you saw him fumble the ball. Like, we make things happen when teams got to go down there and try to throw against us. We don't generally give up the back breaking play on defense. We might give up some stuff early, but we usually are locked in our pass defense when it actually matters. So think about it. Outside of these throws on play action, like these drop back scenarios, they're not really getting anything against us. They're not. That's why even with the yardage and stuff given up, we're still a top 5, I believe. I think we're still the 6th passing defense in the league. Let me verify that real quick. Because I like to be precise on this show. And for y'all new to the channel, y'all know when I get to clicking on this keyboard, I'm looking up some numbers, looking up some stats. So let's see. Passing defense. Boom. All right, total yardage. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're still 8th in passing defense. But no, there's always a caveat to that. We're only 8th, but we also have gotten our hand on 16 interceptions. So, teams don't really want to pass the ball against us. I wouldn't. What hurt us the last 3 weeks is that we only had 3 passes to our backs. Tampa has backs with over 50 catches. That's true. But more so, the back I want targeted in the pass game is Tony Pollard. I know Zeke can do some good things, especially in the screen game. But if anybody is running a pure route out of the backfield, I feel more comfortable with Tony Pollard going out there catching it because I know he'll do more with it in his hands. Now, Zeke, third down, little curl out of the backfield, little dump off pass, I'm fine with. But we're out here want to run a wheel, but we want to run a wheel route out the backfield. We want to run a halfback choice route. That's something I want Tony Pollard to do. But I do agree, like getting our running backs involved, will pay dividends in a game like this. But that's also why I feel like we match up so well against this team. Like you mentioned, Tampa Bay has a bunch of backs that have the catches, but we play this big nickel. We got safeties on their backs. Like Donovan Wilson can easily cover a running back. J-Ron Curse can easily cover a running back out of the backfield because they already make their living covering tight ends who have better route trees. So, I'm glad you actually brought that up because that's another good point of why I think we match up well. Like I think we can neutralize their running backs in the pass game because that's not something we really have to worry about. Like tight ends, we usually have that covered. Running backs don't ever have good receiving games against us. Hell, really only the second receiver really be having big games against us outside of that Jacksonville game. If we're just being honest about it. So let's see. Coach Marv, you still in the building? What are some of your X factors for the game, man? I would like to hear from you. What are some of your other X factors from the game? Landlord, you too, if you're still in the building. Who are some of the players you want to see get more involved in this game? Talk to me. Let's see. Question open to anybody. Matter of fact, who are some of the guys y'all want to see? Sam Williams, Hoodlum said Sam Williams. I damn sure and this is the thing. I'm glad you actually mentioned Sam Williams. Like I see an opportunity for everybody that's a pass rusher on this team. Everybody who is a pass rusher on this team has a good opportunity to make a name for themselves this game. Because look, when you are the worst run offense in football, you're gonna have to be pretty damn good passing the ball just to win some games. So let me look at where they rank at for passing attempts. Tampa Bay throws the ball more a game than any other team in the NFL. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers average 44.2 passing attempts a game. They average 44.2 passing attempts a game. So you drop back 40 plus times against this defensive line. What do you think is going to happen? They should dominate. Like you said, a guy like Sam Williams is going to have plenty of opportunities. Hey, Lamont, hey, what's good with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in, watching the show with me, brother. I really do. So let's see. But yeah, man, they passed the ball so much. Like I know they threw a curveball last time. I do expect them to attempt early to run the ball. But once that's not paying dividends, they're going to go right back to what they normally do. Because remember, Leonard Fournette had 100-something yards against us. He hasn't had 100-something yards since. I actually want to see Izzy can do to. Yeah, like I think I don't think Izzy's going to get any burn until next year. If I'm being honest with you. I appreciate y'all giving us content, brother. We need it on this playoff weekend. Hey, man, we're going to keep giving you content, Lamont. We're supposed to be doing a watch party, a little bit later for the 49ers game. We're supposed to be doing a watch party for the 49ers game. So, you can tap in with us. They have some implications for us. Time of possession, first touches for our running backs, second safety play, third CeeDee Lamb targets, fourth Dante Fowler. Okay. Time of possession. Yeah. So that's my key to victory. Because I said we need to control the clock. I said we need to be able to run the ball. Because I said I wanted 35 touches from Tony Pollard and Zeke. I wanted about 4 or 5 design runs for Dak Prescott. I need us to run the ball so much that it's laughable. If we're being honest. Because I don't want us to throw the ball unless it's a play action. on every pass attempt, I wanted to be a play action. Because even bad teams, and yes, by record, they are a bad team, they have a losing record, have things that they do well. The things that they do well this season is pass defense. They're top 10 in that aspect. They're 15th in run defense. So if I wanted to take my chances on attacking a team, that exactly is what I would do. I got 49ers losing in an upset. Well, Hoodlum, that is what I want to happen. Because I don't know if you were on here when we were talking about, possible playoff scenarios. But if the 49ers lose and the Vikings lose, and then we also handle our business come Monday, then, the next game is going to be in Dallas. The next game will be in Dallas if those things happen. So, I'm not a 49ers, I'm not a Seahawks fan. I hate the 49ers. So, I would love for the 49ers to get upset, especially if it meant that we, have the possibility of playing at home. Especially if it means, because look, if that happens, if all this stuff plays out, that means you only got to beat the Giants to go to the NFC Championship game. I would take that 100 times. If everything that I talked about early in this show happens, you only got to beat the Giants to go to the NFC Championship game. So, yeah. So, let's just hope we do the most important thing, though, and handle our own business. Let's go out here. Not the 49ers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are an inferior team, and we need to go ahead and beat the brakes off them. We need to go in here, do what we've been doing all season, get this run game going, implement this play action, control the clock, and, we do the thing we're supposed to do. We'll win this game by double digits, like I've been saying. I say, yep, then once they lose, we go back on the Cowboys bandwagon. Yeah, we definitely need Seahawks to pull off the upset. But, man, I don't think it would – like, a lot of people not giving the Seahawks a chance. I don't think it would be as huge of an upset as people really think. Like, it's a tall order because the 49ers are a good team. But this is a divisional game. They've already played 2 times. It's going to be hard as hell to beat a team that you played twice already 3 times. No, that stuff is hard. Like, they got 2 games of footage on what you did successfully. There's only so many things you can do from a play calling standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they won these last 2. But, like, the Seattle should have a curveball by now. They should have a changeup they can throw to make this next game more competitive. Maybe steal it. So let's see. I actually want to see easy. Let's see. All right. Y'all got any other questions while we in here? We done reached. How long we been on here? All right, we reached 58 minutes. We've been on this show for 58 minutes. No, let's take some time. I got time to answer some questions. How y'all feel? What do y'all want to see? Just talk to me, man. Yeah, I just really need us to win. I know we're going to beat the Bucks. It was meant for the Eagles to win it because they going one and done, and I can't wait until I see their fans with the hawk dog face. Also, when on the road in playoffs, we must win special teams. Man, you ain't lying. And Coach, if we have a debacle of any sorts on special teams, we might need to have a conversation about John Foster's job because. I get it. We have a Pro Bowl returner. I ain't really seen what I wanted to see from the boy Turpin. Like he had some bad muffs recently. He hasn't had a return touchdown. That was the hype. Surrounding him in preseason. We saw the 2 punt returns, kickoff returns for touchdowns, and he hasn't delivered at the level. I wasn't crazy and thought he would take one back every week or nothing like that. But, I expected him to take at least one back. And I also did not expect the drops, the putting the ball on the ground and special teams. So, yeah, like we can't have any special team gaps. So you are very right about that. Because, a special team lapse is just like an offensive turnover. Look at what happened when we muffed that snap on the punt. Look what happened when Turpin put the ball on the ground. We might as well have went forward on fourth down with how bad the field position we had got. So yeah, special team miscues, missed field goals. We can't miss any field goals or extra points this game. Like we can't go out here lollygagging. And I know there's going to be added pressure on these special team guys, but they got to go out there and compete just like everybody else on the team. So that is a very good point that you brought up, Coach Marv. Jazzy just said he tired talking about the game. He ready for it. I don't blame you, man. Like it seemed like 100 years since the Cowboys played some football. I know it was just this Sunday that passed, but man, and then we still ain't gonna play till Monday. So it's gonna be 8 days since the last time we seen the Cowboys play. So man, at least once we win this game, there won't be that big of a gap in between the next game. Because there's a possibility that we might play Saturday or Sunday. I would think if we played the Monday game, we would probably play Sunday night. Once we pull out this victory against Tampa. So yeah. All right. So man, any other questions, man? And I got time for a couple more questions. I also need to see Parsons at linebacker blitzing like Tampa linebackers. Yeah, we touched on that as well. Like I was saying, like Tom Brady is so susceptible to pressure in his face because his lack of mobility. That is a area where I want Michael Parsons to rush from. I will put Michael Parsons over center a lot. There's not a single center in football that can handle Michael Parsons' speed. So I could see Michael Parsons, pressuring up the middle and being very effective doing so. But also, it makes Michael Parsons harder to account for you moving around. Like I was saying, don't just put him on the edge, like you said, put him at linebacker and blitz him. But hell, put him on the other side. Like you could play musical chairs with Michael Parsons. You could have Michael Parsons lined up by himself on the right. You can have him on the left, standing beside somebody else. Like you said, you can bring him up the middle from a standing linebacker position. It's a lot of things you can do. Hey, Charlene Evans, I appreciate you for tapping in with us. I appreciate you. So yes, bring Michael Parsons from wherever you want to bring Michael Parsons from. But definitely I would, because like I said, pressure on the edge Tom Brady can deal with. He's been dealing with pressure on the edge for over 20 years. Like I don't think there's a quarterback in the league that know how to navigate a pocket better than Tom Brady. Because listen, he's never been super athletic. He always had to have great pocket presence. He's always had to know how to navigate pressure on the edges, stepping up, things along those lines, because of his lack of mobility. So pressure in his face, though, he cannot get away from that. He is going to give himself a matter of fact. If he feel the pressure up the middle, he probably will give himself up before he take a hit or fumble. So yeah, very good point, Coach Moore. All right, let's see. Got to get the super chat going on here, sir. Ma'am, I will. Once I get up to 1,000 subscribers and get my watch hours up, I will have the super chat up. In the meantime, anybody that wants to donate, I will add the Cash App into the link. You can donate wherever you want to your heart desire. Anything would be greatly appreciated. I had to make sure I didn't put the wrong one in either because I changed it recently. So boom, and I'm finna pin it. So boom. So yeah, Cash App is at the top. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. But yes, back to the content. So yeah. Who else is there to cover? Because we covered Dak Prescott. We all know we all want him to run more this game. We all want him to be involved in the run game. Our spread formation on offense made trouble may be trouble because we have to watch that middle blitz. I think we'll have be more successful with it than you think, because I do think we have issues in pass pro in general. But with Tyler Biotis back, him having the more experience there than McGovern has, I do think we'll be okay. But you know, I already said I don't want us to really drop back and throw the ball that much. Pure passing plays, like I want to save that for the 2-minute drill. Like I want everything to be a screen, to be a play action, to be a boot. I don't want us to have that many traditional dropbacks to begin with. Because I'm so keen on attacking this Tampa Bay Bucks weakness in the run defense. That's what I want us to feed off of. So so I don't really want a bunch of a spread. I really want us to go with 13 personnel a lot. That we had a lot of success with that early on in the season. So what I want to see is 13 personnel. I want to see play action. I want to see the power runs. I want to see some options, some sweeps. I want to see us attacking this Tampa Bay run defense from a litany of areas. Because remember, even though Villa is probably going to play, Villa is injured. He is not going to have much mobility out there. So getting our guys on the edge, showing him some stuff on fakes and things like that. Like you can game plan Villa out of this, because I'm pretty sure he'll be hindered. He will not be 100%. Devin White, those guys, like, they are great downhill, but linebackers like that, you want to get them in coverage. You want to get them going side to side. We need at least one big play from other tight ends not named Schultz. Tommy Matoya, I appreciate you tapping in with me, man. Yeah, I do agree. If we're talking about the other tight ends, I think that Peyton Hendershot is going to be a guy that might get some burn. And we talk about chunk plays, like he is the tight end that has the most explosiveness out of the three. Because Ferguson is built in a similar mode to Dalton Schultz, but Hendershot, like he is a guy that has a lot of athleticism. He can get down the field, make big plays. I just need Hendershot not to juggle the ball to a defender. Outside of that, I'm sure he'll be fine. But with the amount of three tight ends that I want on the field, he's gonna have to show up. Ferguson is gonna have to show up. Schultz is damn sure gonna have to show up. Remember, Schultz might be playing for a contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, Schultz is gonna have to show up in the playoffs, especially when you got Dak Prescott as your quarterback. He loves targeting tight ends. He loves targeting guys over the middle. So like, you're gonna have to get some involvement from your tight ends to be successful. Yeah, you're gonna have to get some involvement for your tight end to be successful. And when you think about it, we already touched on the fact that outside of CeeDee Lamb, your other wide receivers aren't getting that open. So, like, why put Noah Brown in position where he has to save your season? Why put Michael Gallup, who is still hindered from his knee surgery, in position to have to save your season? Like, these tight ends have played well. T.Y. Hilton has played well. CeeDee Lamb has played amazing. Put those guys on the field. Run the offense through them. Give Tony Pollard the ball. Give Zeke the ball. And let's make things less complicated. We don't have to play this equal opportunity football. Like, certain guys got drafted certain places, and certain guys make more money than other guys for particular reasons. Like, they are better. Tony Pollard is going to go get a bag this offseason. Put the ball in his hand. CeeDee Lamb is probably going to get a bag from us this offseason. Put the ball in his hand. Dalton Schultz, you already paid him $10 million. Put the ball in his hand. T.Y. Hilton, he's a guy that you paid $1 million off the street. To be productive. Put the ball in his hand. Put the ball in the hands of your best players, and you will have the best results. But I don't need Noah Brown to have a gang of targets. I don't even need Michael Gallup at this point to have a gang of targets. Like in the limit, like I do still trust Michael Gallup in certain situations, depending on how healthy he looks and his feeling. But this diminished version of Michael. He's not the guy he was last year. I don't expect him to be. Targeting our running backs at least 10 to 15 times will create room for Lamb, T.Y., and Schultz. I agree. I just need Kellen Moore to be on top of it. Because listen, dump off to the running backs can be considered an extension of the run game in certain situations. You remember back in the day, Ezekiel Elliott with a screen was down there a sheer touchdown. I don't know if he can still get us that, but some of Zeke's best moments have been on screens. We haven't really seen that recently. Tony Pollard, who was a guy who set the NCAA record in kick returns for touchdowns, he is a guy that would be great with the ball in open field with blockers. So you definitely want to get Tony Pollard on the screen. You definitely want to get Tony Pollard in the flat. You definitely want to give Tony Pollard the ball with the ball in his hand in general. So yeah, I do agree with those sentiments. All right, let's see. How long have we been on here? All right, we've been on here for about an hour and 11. I'm finna get off, and Brady has done that his whole career. Correct. That is true. Tom Brady is the check down king of running backs, but that is smart football. He won a bunch of titles just throwing the ball to tight ends and running backs. Nothing wrong with it at all. It is a very safe play, and it's a play that can play dividends, especially you have running backs that are good with yards after the catch. But hey, man, we've been on here a little bit over an hour. I'm gonna get my life lined out so I can go live and do this watch party with y'all. When this 49ers game come on. I appreciate everybody for tapping in with me. So again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all for everything, and I will talk to y'all soon. I'm out.